Testing, testing. 1, 2, 3. All right, we're working. Hello, everybody. Happy Monday. It's it's been a rough one today. On a positive, let's start with a positive. Positive, the playing Powerwash Simulator. That's a positive right there. Another positive, we had a Remembrance Day assembly today at school, and that went well. My team was in charge of organizing it, and it went well. But I've been having back issues for the last day and a half now, and that sucks. So I'm having to just kind of really hunker down here on the couch just to relax, ease it up, and looking at this wall. Look at this wall. I've got just a couple more left here. I think there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe 6 left here. About that. Look at all this. This is amazing. This was, I've been playing this offline, obviously. There were some really cool ones. The theater was pretty cool. There's a blimp. That was neat. That was a tough one. It's cool. This season, it's strange to think how you would up the difficulty level on these, and you're able to do that in certain ones. The hotel, that was a good one. That's a nice. I can see myself visiting the hotel quite a bit. I mean, for example, this one I just finished, the mining dump, and it's complicated at times. And you're having to get right in there underneath the axles and stuff. And sometimes you just, like for this one here, the Art Deco house, you just want a nice relaxing one some days where you're not putting a lot of effort into it. This one here, this quick public facility one. And then there's ones that take a long time. The rock wall was a bit of a tricky one. I did this one just earlier today, the salvage house. That was a bit tricky at times. But either way, the planetarium, that was a big one. But right now, if I look at what's next, I believe I have a fun house. So this one here, a fun house. I thought look at that beast. Look at that big boy. So let's read what we got here. So, as part of his tour of the country, County Mayor Jeff Jefferson, the 13th, stopped by our fun fair last night. Don't know what kind of reception he was expecting upon his return to Muckingham, but I doubt it was that. More red mist than red carpet, I'd say. Someone needed to forewarn him that people around here have long memories. So, yeah, the ex-mayor is not a popular dude. Well, that's all right. Gives more money for us. I've been updating my gear as well. Actually, hang on, you know what? We should go back for a second. I want to go back to... let's go back to... No, hang on. Can I leave and go back to the place? Hang on. Oh, I gotta check my trophies for the fun house. Let me sec here. I've been trying to get all the trophies as well. What's the trophy for the fun house? In the fun house job, hit all the giant piano keys in order from low to high. Oh, wow. Is there another one? I thought there might have been 2 in that one. Yes. Clean a rotating floor disc with a surface cleaner. Oh, shoot. I sold that. I have to do that another time. I sold it so I can get a better power washer. So in the funhouse job, hit all the giant piano keys in order from low to high. Where's the piano keys? Wow, look at this place. This is so cool. You can go right in here. That's pretty cool. Yeah, this looks all familiar. All right, where is the piano keys? Huh, hang on. I'm a little bit lost here. Oh, this is going to take a while. This is going to take a while. Hang on. Do I go up here? I can't get out. Go up here. There's piano keys. Oh, from low to high. All the piano keys. Okay. There we go. Let's get, is this the one I want? Okay. And yep, got it. Gilisando, it's called. I don't know why. All right, so let's see what happens here. Oh, that's pretty cool. That's pretty neat. So, hang on. Oh, it's cool. All right, let's wash it now. Done. Oh, what we got? Simon says, you should have seen all this go down. The mayor and his entourage all turned up in this ridiculous limousine. I bet. Took him half an hour just to get into the car park. All right, more to come with that story. So off air, there we go. Maybe one more time. I could have done that, I think. Anyway, which way? So off air, I got this power washer, and I got the Trident, which was really cool. It's so helpful at times, and especially for areas like this. You just clean. Look at that! It just cleans so nice. This is one of my favorite nozzles. It's the one I use most times. But I'm finding the soap is extremely helpful when it comes to those areas that are kind of small and finicky. Yeah, because when you got a lot of little gears or a lot of little pieces, the foam finds all the spots. And then once you foam it down, you just spray it with the white nozzle and it's all good with a wide spray. But this just works so well. Like butter. There we go. Oh my god, my back is killing me. You know you're getting old when you wake up and you're just curious of what pain you'll have next. I seem to injure myself more sleeping than I do actually doing things. That's very frustrating. There we go. On the positive, my wrist is getting better, so that's good. But I don't want to talk too much about what ails me. There we go. Tomorrow, just so if you're catching this before Tuesday, Jamie and me and I believe Hosnose and I believe Ree are going to be talking Frozen Empire live on YouTube, so hopefully you can join us there. That'll be fun. There we go, look at that. Yeah, I've been really enjoying this game. It's just calming, it's just fun. I just turn on the podcast and just turn podcast, turn on a YouTube show, whatever I'm up for, and just kind of power wash away. Don't think too much about it. There we go. Get the edge there. Yeah, so something like this, the 3 prongs, you have to stand back for that, so you can get those little pieces there. There we go. Oh, I heard a cat. Wow. There's a storyline going. I haven't been really paying attention too much to the storyline. I should really get back to it. I think it has something to do with the mining company, and when the power stone that was attached to that statue went out, yeah, it was people started getting worried about things, which was interesting. I think it connects someone who's the person that lives in that Art Deco house is kind of connected to trying to figure out what's going on. Why I keep hearing cats, but they don't look like they're anywhere near me. The cat sounds like it's right beside me. Oh, hi. Hi, how are you? Hi, how are you? How do I get up there? Oh, I wonder if there's a gnome up there. Hang on. Hang on. I can zoom up there by superpowers. Watch. You? Almost. Hang on. There we go. Oh, won't let me go up there. Interesting. Like there was an invisible wall. Well, now it just won't let me do it again. Hang on. Yeah, it won't let me go up there. Interesting. It won't let me go back here either. It's invisible wall won't let me go there. So, hang on. Can I go through here? Oh, I can wander around here. Yeah, oh, this is pretty cool. You see the funhouse from the first game. So there's the slide tower there. Powerwash Simulator. Look at that. It's like a little shoot 'em game. There's the Ferris wheel. Ferris wheel? Yeah. Yeah, sorry, I'm getting my carousels and Ferris wheels mixed up. There's the Ferris wheel. There was a merry-go-round, I think, around here. Where did I see it last? Oh, there it is, over there. Yes, the carousel is here. Is the fortune teller's place still around here? And I didn't even look last time. Won't let me go past there. What is that knocking upstairs? You hear that knocking? That's from upstairs. It's weird. I hear them knocking. Anyways, sorry, distracted. There's the shooting gallery over there. That was the roller coaster. There's a roller coaster over there that I did. I can see the right there. You can see a little gnome. But the roller coaster was one of the things I had to clean. That was pretty cool. This place is looking really neat. I wish I knew where the fortune teller was, though. Anyways. Alright, back to this. Should we do the outside first? Yeah, let's just do the outside first. There you go. Bing, 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 bing. Dopamine ding. I love it. Yeah, I've been really enjoying this. I can see there's a whole bunch of things I can go back. Haha, see, that sounds nice. One thing I noticed that's changed a lot is in the first game, you had a lot more vehicles to clean. Here, you have a lot more places to clean. A lot more, what do you call it? Just locations, rather than just here's a truck, here's a car. Which I do enjoy both. But sometimes a nice short one, like there was one I played earlier today, which was a, what do you call it? A trolley. You know, kind of like your Mr. Rogers San Francisco trolley. That was really cool. That's a nice quick one, but lots of fun. You can go in there and just soap up the place and just clean away. That was a pretty cool one. We got that. Okay, looks like this one. I think this is a spot there. Yeah, there you go. And we gotta do this. Get all these lights. There we go. I think I'll use... Oops. Look how long this thing goes. Look how long that is. Look at it. Can I hit the blue... Can I can totally get it from here. I can get it from here. That's how long it goes. Holy cow. Sorry, I'm still trying to figure out the controls. And I even put it on the classic too. Classic's the way to go for me. This thing's still dirty. One of the things, as I play, I find that the new improvements, like trying to locate things that are dirty, they give you a little icon to let you know, oh, it's right here. Don't look for it too far. You know, don't go too far. It's right here, kind of thing. And that's been very useful. I appreciate that. Instead of trying to figure out, well, where is this damn thing? Hang on, go back here. It just makes a difference. Just the trident makes a difference. I love it. It's weird that I have to buy it back, though. I mean, I thought I owned this thing, and all of a sudden I'm buying it back. It's still dirty up here. There we go. It won't let me shoot the cat. It won't let me splash the cat. One of the cool levels that I discovered yesterday, the day before, was from from Power Washing 1. There was this cool, looked like a church, an old kind of like East European church, it looked like. And in this game, Power Washing 2, you go inside it, and there's a secret hidden room. It's very cool. It was a fun one to do. It's funny how, as I'm playing this, I'm watching or listening to certain YouTube videos as I'm playing it, and certain levels become synonymous with certain videos that I watch. For example, that one I just mentioned, inside the mysterious cathedral church. I was watching Alison Prager do her review on this old Star Trek episode. It's when Star Trek, like, it was a bunch of hippies that get on the ship or something like that. And it was one of the worst episodes. People say it's one of the worst episodes around. And so she was reviewing it, and it was just, now every time I think about that level, I think about the weird Star Trek episode with the hippies. That's who I'd like to get on the show one time. Phelan and Alison Prager. I really enjoy their work, especially Alison's work on where she does reviews of Baywatch and Baywatch Nights, and every once in a while, both, like, Phelan's a big Ghostbuster fan, and he's done reviews. Hey, Tony, how you doing? Tony Derbs, welcome. So Phelan does some cool reviews of Ghostbusters shows, and once in a while they get together, and I believe they're husband and wife. If not husband and wife, they're a couple, and they do. That's good. I'm glad you're good. And they do reviews together, and every once in a while she tortures Phelan with a Mary Kate and Ashley review from some old DVDs or tapes that she has. It's he's so uncomfortable, and it's just so bad, the Mary Kate and Ashley stuff. But man, they just pump those things out like it was McDonald's hamburgers. Just keep pumping out the content. I kind of feel for them in a way, because it's just like they were just used to print money. That's all they were used for. I'm not surprised they're not more messed up than I don't know if they're messed up. I don't follow their lives, but I don't think oops, there we go. I don't think it's as bad as some other people we've heard. So I guess good for you. I don't know. I don't know how the Olsen twins are doing nowadays. I know their sister's doing quite well in the Marvel universe, but it's as far as I follow them. But anyways, Alison Prager and Phelan, those are two people I'd love to have on this show. I would love to just chat with them, because they also do. They also pick some weird 80s or 90s television shows or movies or so. They have goofy tastes that I really dig, and they do a really good job on their reviews. I remember them years ago when they were on That Guy with the Glasses, and I can't remember the. Whoa. I love this. So yeah, they do some really cool reviews on movies, and oh, this is Alison Prager, and well, she does what's her? I think it's just Alison Prager or Pregler. I can't remember what. I misspell her name or mispronounce her name all the time, but she does reviews of old TV shows like Charmed, Baywatch Nights, old cartoon shows, as I mentioned, the Olsen twin adventure stuff, and sometimes just a weird movie that's just kind of fitting for the theme. Sometimes some old cartoon shows. I mean, recently it was like I think there was a Care Bear episode or something like that, and she's been doing YouTube and reviews for. Oh, they are really good. Like especially the Baywatch episodes. I really enjoy the Baywatch episodes, and like Baywatch Nights. She's done the whole series now with David Hasselhoff. It's like X-Files meets Baywatch, but they used to both be on That Guy with the Glasses YouTube channel, which was known as the Nostalgia Critic. Hello, Nostalgia Critic. I remember it, so you don't have to. So they've been doing it for years now, and there was a whole bunch of and there's a whole network that they produced with. Oh my God, I'm forgetting a whole bunch of names. Cinema Snob. Oh, there's so many. Oh gosh, I'm blanking on a lot of the names. Some names I won't mention because they ended up having, like, there were some tragic stories, and then tragic stories ended up being, oh my God, I can't believe he did this stories. Like, to the point where some people were glad he was dead. And it's just like some real tragic stuff and some real crazy stuff. And the environment for That Guy with the Glasses, the whole network, a nostalgia chick who she does some amazing work that's not on YouTube anymore, but it's amazing. Looks at women in film, Disney movies, and its portrayal of women. It's just like some real well-researched stuff, very articulate. So the whole group just fell apart because it was starting to things were starting to come out from behind the scenes that were just not good. I won't get into it because honestly I can't remember a lot of it, and a lot of the stuff, it was just like there was concerns about money, there was concerns about other people's behavior, like very, very inappropriate behavior. There was some grooming that was happening with certain people, and it just became very toxic. When you do a lot of collabs with a bunch of other YouTube stars, especially back in the early 2000s, everybody's just trying to get a name for themselves, and people were being taken advantage of. And it was a shame. Yeah, okay, so I know it was, when it happened, you couldn't ignore it. And I remember there was a great documentary, Down the Rabbit Hole, did a great documentary. Quite a few years later, I'll look back at what had happened. And Alison Prager actually talked about in detail as well. Oh, Mars Girl. Mars Girl's another one. I never watched Mars Girl's stuff, but man, she got screwed over. I feel so bad for her. And a lot of people, and Allison included, Phalis included. And it became quite a nightmare. Now, I don't watch That Guy with the Glasses too much anymore. I felt like they were trying to create a channel like old. Yeah, and I was all in for the most part. What's that other guy's name? He did the comic book reviews. I watch him top the fourth wall. I still tune into him once in a while. Um, I had to stop. I enjoyed his comic book looks and him reviewing some weird comic book stuff. It's just been a while since I've listened to him, and I should go back and check him out again. It's been a while. I miss a lot of the old stuff, and for and some of these people, they still just kind of do the same thing, just a more modern take on it, more updated take, I should say, not modern. And it's cool going back and seeing that they're still doing it, and it's still the same old stuff, and that's not a bad thing. It's just like, oh, I remember this. This is good, and a little bit more up to date, more polished a lot of the time, which is always super nice. I mean, Cinema Snob is one of my favorites, and he is still close with that guy with the glasses. He's still close with the Nostalgia Critic, which I don't hold him against, but Cinema Snob still does some amazing work, and man, you want to talk about polish. His stuff has matured quite well, or not, it's like he's updated his stuff quite well. His earlier stuff, he was literally sitting on the floor in a basement in the dark, and now he does some fun reviews. He does a lot more horror reviews. I'm not into the horror movies, but every once in a while he'll go into some sort of exploitation, like Christian exploitation stuff, or other just 70s exploitation movies, Reefer Madness, all that sort of stuff. And he's very witty, very bright. He writes his scripts very well. And just some of the old 70s weird crap that he watches I enjoy a lot of it. So anyway, I kind of miss a lot of those old characters. I'm still blanking on one of the guys' names, but any which way. AVGN's still going. I mean, it's obviously not to the same heyday as it once was, but the AVGN just recently came out with a video last week on Time Cop, and it was very old school. It was, oops, sorry. I want to play something, but it's hard to do it on this thing. Hang on. I can't do it. Never mind. I'm not going to try. It's like a weird episode of Big. Yeah, so AVGN's still got videos coming out, and watching his career has been really interesting. Anytime an AVGN movie show comes out or a review comes out, I'm watching within the week, and I'm there for it. I still love his stuff. I know he went through some controversy about 3-4 years ago. I think H Bomber Guy actually focused on something to do with plagiarism, and he was AVGN. I love his stuff. He's quite the I'm trying to find the right word. He's the OG. He's the OG when it comes to YouTube. He broke a lot of ground. He influenced a lot of people in reviews and silly, over-the-top, angry reviews. And he could do it well. But he always surrounded himself with people that were always a little bit questionable. Yeah. So I think it was like 6-7 years ago. He started doing this new show where it was pretending to take place in a video store, which was actually his basement, which is super impressive as it is. This basement that looks like an old 70s, early 80s video store. It looked really cool. But he surrounded himself with people, not all of them, with people that were just a little bit questionable, that were not kind of following, that they were not looking out for James's interests. They're more looking out to piggyback off of him. It was like an entourage, just kind of feeding off of James's success. Yeah, his set was incredible, eh? Like, I would love to just take a look in there and just kind of wander around and I wonder if he's got like the old school smell. I'm very curious if he has an old school video store smell. Hopefully not too old school where it's musty, but he surrounded himself with people that were like, the minute I saw them on TV or on YouTube, I was like, they're hinky. There's something A lot words, yeah. What's his buddy's name? The one who did all the artwork for him. He was he was a bit weird himself, but he was still good. They worked well together. They still create some cool things, when they're doing the Joker or the Bugs Bunny stuff. It worked, but off air, I think he was causing more problems for James than I think people wanted, and eventually he left, and then he surrounded himself with a bunch of other people, and there was one guy that just rubbed me wrong to a point where he actually, it was 2 degrees of separation. Trying to figure out what part of the story I can tell because it actually affected some friends of mine. So, oh, look at this. Ding, 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 ding. So, one of the guys reached out to a friend of mine who had a YouTube a podcast. He'll remain nameless. And it's a bit tricky. But he reached out to a friend of mine who had a podcast. And I didn't even see this. Is that dirty or what? Whoops. Well, I fell. So he reached out to him and said, hey, I'm with the Angry Video Game Nerd. We are starting a new podcast, YouTube show, and we would like to have your website. We want your website, because the name we want to call our podcast is the exact name of your podcast, and we would like to buy it off of you. And my friend was like, I don't know who you are, so no. And the way, I saw some of these emails, because when my friend reached out and was telling me and some other people about it, I was the only one who knew who this guy was, and I knew the connection. And when I heard, oh yeah, I can see why you want your podcast name. And I'm like, oh my God. But he was a bit of a dick to him. The guy, he was such a dick. It was kind of the, do you know who I am? It's AVGN. And I'm like, okay, dude, you're not AVGN. You are one of the guys that work with him. I know exactly who you are. And I find you, I didn't get involved in this conversation, but when I was hearing this, I was like, that guy's a slime ball. I don't trust him, and now I trust him even less now that he's saying these things to you. It became a bit of it was do you know who I am sort of attitude. And I was just so turned off by that. So my buddy did not sell him the website. He has a good name for the website. Yeah, once he got the no, he got real, yeah. And it's not good. Do you know who I'm talking about, Tony? I'm not gonna dox whoever this is. But it's okay. But I'm just. Do you know who I'm talking about? Is what I'm thinking of, because I know that he became aggressive to other people as well, and it's just it's that typical entourage who try to gain a reputation through someone else's work. And that's James's work. James did a lot of friggin' hard work to get that channel going, to get the name he did. And this guy and him and some other people just swoop in. Now, credit to the other people that were on it was that underground show there. They weren't on board either. They were just, I think they had I always felt, especially after watching the H-Bomber guy, I always felt that some people had James's interests at heart and was looking out for him, just wanted to help improve the show and do well. But other people were freaking plagiarizing shit. And that's no bueno, right? You can't be plagiarizing other stuff. And James, not knowing that these people are plagiarizing, at least I hope he didn't know. I'm going to trust James didn't know. There's no proof that he did know. I'm going to trust him because, like I said, James, AVGN's, I've heard this many times before. He surrounds himself with the wrong people. No, I trust the source that came from, but it's just and so it's unfortunate. and he got caught up in some plagiarizing stuff that had a lot to do with his Monster Madness stuff. And Monster Madness was his baby. I remember when he first started that. I didn't like monster movies, but I loved watching him talk about old Christopher Lee movies and all that. It's just like, it was awesome. So I enjoyed his stuff. I mean, the dude was on Spike TV. He got his show on Spike TV at the time, I believe. That's pretty impressive, especially back in the early times of YouTube. So, anyways, it was just like, it was a shame. And then eventually things ended. I never saw, like, after a few years, and okay, so backtrack a bit. So the guy wouldn't sell, my friend wouldn't sell him. Yeah, I think he even tried to do it for longer, and I think it was like a season 3 or 4 is when one of the writers was actually plagiarizing someone else's work. This was a more recent situation, and like I said, check out the H-Bomber guy on plagiarism. It's really fascinating. It's not just about AVGN, it's about a bunch of other people as well. There was this Illuminati, which is, when I went down that rabbit hole, I was like, I had to step away. That was that person's weird. That just, there's a lot of sociopath happening there. But, and sidebar, while you're checking out H-Bomber Guy, you have to check out the H-Bomber Guy about Tommy Tellerico. That is friggin' 2 hours of a masterpiece. A friggin' masterpiece of documentary and research. For especially YouTube stuff, like H-Bomber Guy doesn't do a whole lot of videos, but when he comes out with something, it is well researched, well written, well performed, and is like the Tommy Tellerico stuff is about the Intellivision Amico, about the oof sound. It's all about video games, and this Tommy guy, like I remember, sorry, I totally took a left turn here, but Tommy Tellerico started up a business. He bought the Intellivision name and then started up the Intellivision Amico, and that was a fucking dumpster dive, a dumpster fire. Like, if you watch Pat the NES Punk, again, all related. This is all this weird 6 degrees of separation, because Pat the NES Punk has been friends with AVGN, and I think he was the one that says, I believe it was Pat that said AVGN surrounds himself with people who are just the wrong type of people. He's so trusting and so kind. But like Pat was Pat and Ian of the CUP Completely Unnecessary podcast were talking about the Intellivision Amico, this new system that was supposed to revolutionize video games, according to Tommy Tellerico. He was trying to get money to get this thing going from Intellivision. It was a piece of junk, and he was lying to people, and he was manipulating people, and he was just flat out saying, "Oh yeah, these famous video game developers are involved in the system," and they weren't. "Oh yeah, we just need a whole bunch of money to get this thing off the ground." And it was way more than wow, we got the system, it's ready to go, it's on the launch pad, we just need the money to get the fuel. And he had no games ready, he had nothing prepared. And then he was hit with COVID, and COVID became the excuse. And it was just, oh my god, you got to check this out, because it originally starts, not to give too much away, it sounds like bat in the sun. I don't know what that means, bat in the sun. But it was just like, he would lie to people. He would flat out lie to people about the successes that he had. He would say they was on MTV Cribs. He had like all these world records. He was one of the first Americans to work with Miyamoto on Sonic, or whatever the hell he said. It was just a whole bunch of lies. Lie. And H-Bomber Guy goes into almost every single lie. This dude says Tommy Tellerico claims he is a baseball Hall of Famer for Major League Baseball. He is a Hall of Famer, he claims. The only thing he got was, since he has money, he purchased, what do you call it? He purchased this. It was like a fantasy camp. He would go to these fantasy camps for the Yankees, and he had been there so many times. I think it was like he went there 5 times. They gave him like a little Hall of Fame award for being at fantasy camp 5 times. So he spent money for this, right? Because he's Tommy Tallarico. He's got a bit of coin. He is successful. His company is successful. Worked with JDF for Power Rangers before he was JDF. Who's JDF again? Help me out here. But it's just like he didn't have a Hall of Fame. He spent money at fantasy camp and got an award, and he turned it into a Hall of Fame. It's just a whole bunch of lies. Everything's a lie. He was never on MTV Cribs. He was never. Some of these world records were a bit dubious, to be polite. And then he's trying to get this whole video game system off the ground, and he's lying to the people about, oh, it's nearly made. Oh, okay. Sorry, I apologize. I never watched any Power Rangers, so I don't know. But when you say Green Power Ranger, I'm like, I know exactly what you're talking about. So, oh man, it's like he's a shyster. He is a shyster, and then he's like lying. He's trying to pick a fight with Pat, the NES punk, about a system, and Pat's like, I wasn't saying anything bad about your system. I just said these are the issues I'm concerned about. But then he starts lying and just insulting Pat and insulting Ian and being personal. And they're like, okay, you want to get personal? Let's get personal. And Bat in the Sun is the. I've never heard that term, Bat in the Sun. That's a new one. I gotta look that up. So, any which way, I'm doing it. I'm not doing it justice, but there are playlists about Tommy Tallarico and Pat and the CU podcast, Pat and Ian, and just the drama that comes out of it. It is fascinating. I don't like watching a lot of car crashes. I don't like following internet drama, but this was like so fascinating because you could see Pat and Ian being like just ganged up on, and they get their justice in the end. They get their justice in the end because Tommy's fired from his job. The system never comes out. The whole thing just goes defunct, and nothing ever comes out of this, except for maybe a few games on. I think there's like what do you call it? Phone apps or something like that, which is all it really was. It was just lie after lie after lie, and it was a shame. It was a shame that people got caught up in this and invested money and lost money because they trusted Tommy Tallarico. But man, he was a friggin' shyster. So the H-Bomber guy on the oof sound, because it all started with that. The oof sound was something from Roblox. And Tommy claimed that he invented the oof sound. But then it turns out that he didn't invent the oof sound. He was just, his company owned the oof sound. And then it gets all weird because there's actual people that do sound design and should get credit for it. And it becomes a royal mess of one guy trying to claim ownership of other people's work. So check it out, H-Bomber guy. And also check out the plagiarism I felt bad for James. Going back to James, I felt bad for James because he got. I feel he got caught up in this again, based on what I've heard from Pat and the NES Punk, because he talked about it as well, and from what I've heard from the H-Bomber guy review. There we go. That's clean. Anyway, AVGN, he's got some stuff out again, which is nice to see, and it feels like old school AVGN. It's fun. He's always got Bat in the Sun production company. I'm gonna have to check out with it. Crowdfunded to make a film, and then Keeper kept posting things that they begged the fans for more money and holding till he gets, yeah, pretty much. You. God. crooked people. Sometimes, like I said, I don't like a lot of internet drama, but sometimes there are some that really just like make you wonder. Like you hear about the Donkey Kong guy, and the world records, and is it a world record or whatever? You know, he's just, and now the guy's suing some other guy, and it's just, ugh, it's just all so gross. It's all so gross. Twist my stomach and makes me, yeah. I same here. And you feel sorry for those people who kind of get caught up in it unwillingly. Everybody's just... We all know that guy. We all know that guy or girl that's just trying to scam you. I resisted saying, if you don't know that guy, you are that guy. I don't agree with that, but I think we've all met shysters in our life who are trying to scam us out of something. So, how are we doing? How are we doing here? This is looking good. This is looking really good. I'm like, this is colorful. I like the color in this. I am that guy. Okay. Yeah. So back to Alison Prager. I'd love to have her on the show. I've actually thought about reaching out to Allison and Phalis, especially when it comes to Ghostbusters, because Phalis has done reviews of old Ghostbuster cartoon shows. And the reason I haven't reached out to them is because I'm a big fan, but Jamie doesn't know them yet. And I think I feel awkward just trying to force Jamie to pick somebody for his show on somebody he doesn't know, and because the Ready to Believe show is his baby, and I want him. I don't want to speak up for him. I don't want to start picking players or picking hosts for his show, and I also don't want to feel like I'm jumping on, like, Allison's got, how many followers does Allison and Phalis have? I'm going to look up right now. Sorry, I know this is a unit. I can't see what I'm doing here. Oops, I put A-L. Alison Pregler, that's right. Allison has 89,000 subs, which I think is a crime. Like, this person, she's so funny. I really enjoy her work. It's witty. She writes well. It's silly. I enjoy it. She should have way more. And how much does Phalis have? I never Phalis is his name. Phalis 132. Yeah, Phelan Portis. Yeah, so, and all well deserved. They work really hard for what they for their job. So, but I don't want to force Jamie to pick people that I know, but I follow, I enjoy. But I honestly think that Jamie's such a wonderful person in general, and I feel Allison and Phelan are lovely people as well. I think they would get along. I know I would enjoy the conversation. I would enjoy just chatting with them. I mean, what would it hurt? Just reach out just as an invite. But what are they going to? What's the worst they can say? No, of course. But I think they're from Canada too, which is also awesome. If you ever check out their videos, in the background, it's just decorated with real Ghostbuster toys and Care Bears stuff, and it's really cool. I mean, what's the worst they can say? You know what? I'm going to do it. After tomorrow, I'm going to send out an email. Well, I better ask Jamie first. I better ask Jamie first for his permission, for his blessing to do so. Jamie's pretty cool. I think he might let me. But maybe I should also, they're lovely people. I think they're lovely people, and they're just a little younger than me, so I think they're fine. Yeah, I think I'd be fun. I would be a lot of fun. My also other concern is, I know Phalis has also talked a lot about different Ghostbuster episodes. I don't know if he's done every single one of them, but I wouldn't want to just kind of rehash something he's already talked about. It'd be boring for him. Maybe an episode he would enjoy to do, because I know he's done the Halloween episodes. Look, this is so trippy, by the way. I know he's done the Halloween episodes. I know he's done some of the most popular ones like the Boogeyman and such. So maybe it's research on my part. I gotta research which ones he's done, which one he hasn't done. But then again, I don't know if Allison is into the Ghostbusters stuff. Allison would be great to have just talking about movies. She'd be awesome. Pick a weird 80s movie like Monster Squad or something like that, you know, and then I think she'd be up for that. Is there a Baywatch movie? Is there a Baywatch movie? Man, she would probably do that anyways. I wouldn't want to take that from her. So, yeah, that'd be fun times. I think they'd be awesome people to chat with. I think I like the people who just seem like they're down to earth, lots of fun. Oh, I meant to ask you on the last stream. All right, fire away. Fire away. There we go. Look at this. Looking nice. Have you guys thought about reviewing sequels to the... Have you guys thought about reviewing sequels, 80s films? Like, just, you talking any 80s film sequels in general? Or is there a particular... Or are you talking Ghostbusters or something? Well, that wouldn't make sense. Like, we do... so, like, how Tron Ares just came out and just kind of... Oh, yeah, we have... that has crossed our discussion path, definitely. Comparing, even like, I think we've actually talked about. We have talked about in the past. Sorry, what am I looking? Reboots versus the originals, sort of thing. Me and Jamie wanted to see Tron Ares in theater, and we never got a chance to do it. But yeah, sometimes looking at sequels and comparing them to now. Yeah, that has been discussed. I'm pretty sure it's been discussed, but I think what happens is we kind of get distracted with other things. But I'll put it back on the table, because I know that we have an episode coming out Wednesday, not Thursday. We were supposed to record Wednesday, but we had some things. We had to move it up a day. Hang on. Sorry, we had to move it up a day. Oh, by the way, the Pay Rider ASMR of the day. Here we go. Oh, there we are. Today it is the new Holiday Creamy Vanilla Zero. So, not a big fan of the Zero, but listen to that. Listen. Oh, I can't hear it. Sorry. It's a vanilla Coke, pretty much. It's not holiday. It's not holiday in whatsoever. It's a vanilla Coke. It's a vanilla Coke Zero. What was that? Did you hear that noise? What was that? What is that? Look at this! You like Zero Pops, eh? The aftertaste gets to me. Oh, what's this? Simon says something. I have to admit, though, I wasn't prepared for the sheer scale of the backlash. Apparently, the protests have been planned for weeks. Everyone present was carrying a dish, and every dish was one of the mayor's least favorite foodstuffs. Oh, that's right. Yes, I remember you saying that on. Oh, by the way, good job. Good job online. That was awesome. This is so cool. Yeah, I sympathize with the... did I talk to you already? Maybe I did talk to you already. But I sympathize with the audio issues. It's when it comes to podcasting, it's Murphy's Law. Anything that can go wrong will go wrong. It just dawned on me... It just dawned me that... did you change your name online here? Because it says Tony Derbs. And at first, for the few seconds when you said hi, I was like... Is this the right Tony? But it says Derbs, so I got confused. So is this like an alt account? Oh, you did change it. Oh, well, there you go. I love this. This is cool. Does it make its tune? Actually, yeah. It doesn't. I don't reckon anything. It's not like it. I was. You know what? I was half expecting. I was half expecting it to be. Never gonna give you up. Never gonna let you down. So why Derbs? That's what I'm curious about. Why Derbs? Also, whenever I look at your name that pops up on the screen, it's always in green, so it threw me off. It also threw me off. Ah, Derbs. Okay. It's because Swedish Chef. I thought that was funny. Oh, okay, well, that makes sense now. Yeah, oh, I'm a doofus. Yes, of course, it makes more sense now. Oh, this is gonna make lots of dings. You ready for this? Hang on. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna hear lots of dings here in a second. Oh, it's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. Hang on. Yeah, Murphy's Law. Podcasting is all about Murphy's Law. Holy crap, nothing works. Like there was when we recorded the last live episode with Steve Hosenose. He was hosting, and everything was fine. And then as we started the episode, I realized about 10 minutes in, his mic was not on. He was using the mic on his computer. And I was like, well, I can't tell him to change it now. We're just going to have to go with this. Because I felt like if I change it, I knew that something would go wrong and we'd lose it and we were live. So I just let it go. So, okay, here we go. Ready? Oh, I was expecting more dings. Oh, man. Oh, that was a slightly disappointing. But still satisfying. Look at this. Clean. Oh, yeah. Yeah, there's it. There's a clean wall. Thank you very much. Yeah, you always have to kind of... That's why we always go... sorry, I'm cleaning and losing my mind here. Whenever we record live, or anytime, especially live, we have to do the sound check. We're there like about 10-15 minutes earlier. I'm there like half an hour earlier, just checking things, making sure that's there. Just hopefully if anybody's there early, we can just chat, see how things are going, that sort of thing. How do I get in there? Is there something here? Like, what is that? How do I get in there? Hang on, what's this? There's something... Slide door. Whoa! Hello? Hang on. Wait. I didn't realize there was a slide door here. The mystery. Okay, so if that slides there... Slide door. Slide door! Look at this! Yee-hoo! Yay! This is cool. I like this. Oh, this is really neat. Yeah, we always have to go on early because I'm technologically, I struggle technologically anyways, so. Okay, and. Look at that. Oh, yeah. This is a fun one. I like this one. Hang on. Why you no ding? Why you no ding? Come on, ding. Ding, chow there. Chow there. Is it because of the other side? Hang on. Do I have to do the other side here? Come on. Hang on. There we go. I like it because there's not a lot of finicky little bits and pieces that I have to kind of maneuver around too much. Like flat. I like the ones with flat walls that I can just take my time with. Do that. See, I like that. Just flat walls. It's my son's birthday today. So magic cards. I gave him his magic cards yesterday. We all went out for dinner, and I gave him the magic cards. I put it in a pack of like Spider-Man magic cards. I opened the pack. I tried to reseal it. It was not going to happen. So I just gave up, and I gave it to him opened. And he's turning 14. Oh my God, he's getting sold. I'm getting sold. So he's oh, that's why it's not dinging. There we go. And so he saw the cards. Like, I just opened the pack, slid some in there, and just didn't say anything. Just gave it to him open. Sorry. And so I gave it to him open. Oh crap! And he starts going through the cards, and then gets to the ones I made, homemade, and they don't look too. When you first look at them, you don't know they're homemade right off the bat. But he pegged it immediately. He's like, "What's this?" And he reads it. It's like, and he starts smiling because the first one says Scott the Conqueror. And he's like, "What is this?" I go, "These are magic cards. You tap them, and you get $50. That's why it says 50-50. The damage and the what's the one on the bottom right? It says damage or something like that." And he's like, and he goes, "Well, the mana should be 50." And then he starts going, and he's like, "Well, so I tap this. Can I tap it again for another $50? If it says here that I can tap it, so it means I get $50. So I can just keep tapping this thing." And I was just like, don't think too hard into it. It's just like, I'm only giving you $50. And he's like, "Well, the mana should be, that's just smear. He says, the mana should be 50, so it'd be like, that's the $50 and stuff. I go, "That's the damage." I go, "Well, the damage to me was $50 each, so there you go." I got damaged by $50. So there you go. And so he kept trying to find. All of a sudden, his little Magic the Gathering brain started working, like he was trying to cheat the system. "So if I just keep giving you this, will you give me another $50? I'm like, "No, I'm not giving you another $50. And it's just like, and then he's reading some of it. He's like, "It doesn't make sense." I go, "Of course it doesn't make sense. I don't play Magic the Gathering. The game doesn't make sense to me." And then he kept asking questions of like, I go, "Scott, happy birthday. These cards are awesome." And he's like, yeah, he's just pulling my leg at this point, right? But he's just like, it was really cool. I think he appreciated it. I hope he appreciated it. He seemed like he did. So, and I think I forgot to give him one of the cards, which I got to dig out. But it was cool though. I think he liked it. And it was a cool idea. And I said, it's a Magic card like a birthday card sort of thing. That's how I treated it. It's like, imagine it's a birthday card, but in Magic card form. And then I had to explain to him that it was, I used AI to help design the pictures. And sorry, hang on, it says Simon here. "As soon as the first egg went flying, it all kicked off. To escape the barrage, the mayor fled into my funhouse of all places." Oh, great. "The crowd followed him in and didn't let up until the mayor had been hounded through the entire thing and all the way back to his limo." Okay, so this is all egg? That doesn't look like egg to me. Yeah, so I explained to him that the images were AI generated, but I photoshopped a little bit and all that sort of stuff. And then his grandpa, my dad, gives him a birthday card after hearing me talk about AI, and he gives him an actual birthday card from a store. He's like, "Yeah, there's your birthday card. I did it with AI." And it's got his signature in handwriting because they're old school, right? It's got handwriting in hand, like the script, right? And I did it through AI. So it's been there for a week or two, exactly. I guess maybe that is the color of egg after a week or two. I'm not into eggs. But yeah, it was good. Yeah, he enjoyed it. He was happy with the money, and I wasn't just going to give him money for the sake of money. And so he's like, "I can buy any Magic card I want." I go, "It's your money. You can buy whatever you want, but I don't mind." But the one thing that's a bit tricky, especially for kids, and I know this, like I teach this as a math unit, but I also teach a bit of a online purchasing kind of lesson as well. Purchasing things online, you really do have to shop around. You have to be very careful, like where you buy it from. I'm trying to help guide him when it comes to buying through Canadian sites. Not because of just the tariff thing, but it's just you'll save money through shipping and stuff. But I think another tricky part of that right now is with the postal strike. Is that going to affect online purchases? Are people able to buy something online? Like if you buy something from a store in Calgary, is the postal strike having an effect on that one? I don't know. So I got to look into that. It's going to be a bit tricky on trying to buy things right now. But I just don't want him buying things American because it's just going to cost too much. I want him to get the best bang for his buck. So hopefully we can find some good local places. I know there's a few places in Calgary and Edmonton that we've visited a few times and purchased from. I know there's a place in Quebec that we've purchased from in the past, and they were good price. And Tony, if you know of a place as well, I mean Victoria's got a lot of great card stores. I'm impressed by the amount of nerd stuff in Victoria. Too bad. Truth. Okay, good. Is delivery still happening in postal service? I haven't checked my post box in about a month. Actually, I should really go look and see what's there. I don't get a lot of mail except for junk mail. There we go. Oh, it is. Okay, well, now I know. And knowing's half the battle. Here I go. Pork chop sandwiches. All right, look at this. I like the color. This is a good color. Our buddy Dan, awesome Dan from Quadra. He wants us so bad to review the G.I. Joe movie, and I'm not having it. I tell him that. I'm like, no, man, I don't want to watch the G.I. Joe movie. The biggest stores I know are face-to-face. Yeah. I'd rather go in the store. We have a couple good places here in Vancouver that we frequent, at least in my area. And I mean, not downtown Vancouver, but the Vancouver area. But I'm just like, Victoria, I'm impressed. They have I'd say for a small town, they have about 4 or 5 good stores. So that's, no, don't say, sorry. I guess I gotta go downstairs. Hang on. Down we go. Actually, let's go up here. Let's clean this. I'm liking the foam. I'm having fun with the foam. Because what I like about the foam is I just spray the foam on, and then I use this big wide white spray to wash it all off. Hang on, I got another one here. Does this... I can't... Oh, I can switch. Here we go. Oh, that's not as wide. I don't like that. It's not as wide. Hang on, wait. Oh, no, that's not the new one, though. Hang on. I got a new one. This one. Look at this bad boy. Pow, 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 pow. Now, I haven't bought all the... Can I buy the pieces yet? How much money I got? 1,005. Sorry, I got 1,100. Washer equipment. It's this bottom one here for $12,000. So, like, I don't even know what this one does. What is that thing? It's like a grenade. Should I just save up to see what it does? I'm going to save up to see what that does. It's going to take a while. This is a wide spray. It's always nice. It's helpful. I think I missed a lot of spots. Oops. I'm finding it harder to buy things in the second game. I guess that's the good thing. Like, I was making money hand over fist, but then again, I was replaying a lot of levels. You can, if I really wanted to, I can just replay levels again and again and again, and which I will probably do. I tend to do that. I just like playing some of the same levels again and again. Oh, that was bright. But right now, I'm also enjoying going through the what do you call it? The story. It says pick up. What am I picking up here? Oh, it detects the ladder. Nice and clean. There you go. Boom goes the dynamite. I feel like I'm missing something up there. Oh well. I'm just gonna soap all this thing. It's a moving target. Have you ever been to a fair lately? I'm talking the ones that appear in the parking lot of a mall. Those are always dubious. Scott liked to go to those a lot, and I didn't mind going too much, but sometimes we'd go to one. That's where all the teenagers hang out, and it's just like, sometimes I'm wondering, like, am I taking my life in my hands by being here? But it was always fun going with Scott, you know, just checking out some of the cool stuff and going on some of the rides. What am I going to do this? Am I moving? I don't think I'm moving here. I can't tell if I'm moving or not. Oh. I guess it looks like I'm floating here. Ah, there we go. Till my mid-20s. Yeah, typically we don't go when we go when we're teenagers. We go when, oh my god, my back's killing me. Oh my god, my back's killing me. Oh, I had to take half a day off today. I was just dying after the Remembrance Day assembly. Yeah, we typically go when we're teenagers, or when we're young and dating, or when we have kids. But that's about it. We don't typically go in like when we're 32 and married for a couple of years and just kind of like, let's go to the fair. No, I'd rather live. I don't want to risk life. I mean, a fair, like an actual, like we have the PNE or the CNE, I guess, in Toronto. I mean, that it's established. They've been preparing their rides and stuff for. It's not a traveling sort of situation. I don't know the word I'm looking for. It just feels a lot safer for the most part. The P&E and Playland here are always pretty popular. I go there every year, pretty much every year, not by my choice, but the school. Our school typically goes there every year to celebrate the end of the year. And it's funny because what happens is, so we take a school bus of 300 plus kids, and excuse me, hang on. There's a butterfly in here. So we take a school bus of about 300 plus kids. We load them up. Yeah, the traveling ones are very iffy. We load them up. We get to the parking spot. Count heads, count heads, count heads. We're always counting heads because you don't know if we've lost somebody in between point A and point B. And then we give them their little wristbands. Remind them again, I will not give them a bloody dollar, so stop asking me for money. I'm not your parent. And then they go running off to the rides with about 17 other schools that are there, because every other school is doing the same thing in the Greater Vancouver area. And they go and have fun, and the teachers find a spot that's nice and quiet and just sit there and breathe. And then every once in a while, we take turns keeping an eye on things, making sure the kids are still alive and everybody's with somebody, because people are creeps. That's all I can say. And we always take turns doing the lookout and stuff, but it's just, getting the little donuts. It's always fun. Kids ask me, let's go on a ride. I'm like, nope, not going on the ride. I'd rather not. Sorry, guys. I remember one of the first times I swore in front of a student. Yeah, you gotta do the walk around, because certain kids are lost, certain kids get abandoned by their friends, which really sucks. I mean, they're just like, they just take off on them, and now they're all alone, and you gotta, or certain kids lost their buddies, and you gotta keep an eye on them. They're in grade 6, 7, 8, but still, And nowadays, what's really difficult is there's no a lot of these places are cashless, and a lot of kids don't have bank cards yet. So how do they buy anything? It's always a challenge. That's one of the things that's been a big challenge when it comes to going to the fair and doing these things with our students. I'm sorry, it must be hard to watch. Sorry about that. A lot of the cashless places, I really don't like cashless places, because kids don't always have, especially in a fair like that, kids don't always have bank cards. Scott has a bank card now, but he didn't 2 years ago. It's just when everything started going cashless, like the Playland, it's always good for him to have, my mom always said it's always good to have some money in your pocket. But now it's just like, it's not, carrying actual cash in your pocket's not a thing anymore. And that's just the way that it is. We're not complaining about that part. But I always carry cash in my pocket, to the point where sometimes it confuses my students. Like, I'm doing a lesson in math, and like, you have money in your wallet? And like, you don't have money in your wallet? You always got to have some cash. Because my mindset is like, oh, if the card doesn't work, at least you have money. Everybody takes cash. And no, not everybody does take cash anymore, which is really weird for me to think. There's another thing I could do here. I have to use the power washer, but I don't have that, so I'm not going to bother. I'll do that trophy another time. I would say I typically have about $20 on me at all times. Not a lot. So if I get robbed, I'm not going to lose too much. But I'm not going to starve either. $20 will get me at least a lunch or something. I've seen kids at our school walk around with $50 cash. I'm like, what are you doing with $50? And then they lose it. Oh my God. A part of me feels sorry, but a part of me is like, well, what did you learn? How did you lose it? I put it on the table and it was gone when I got back. I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, I see kids with, like, when there's a day that there's like hot chocolate sales or candy sales, and they come into my class and they put $20 sitting on the desk, and then they walk away. I go up and I take the money. I don't keep it. I want to make sure. Oh, hang on. Simon says, oh, I missed what he said. I want to make sure this is perfectly clear. I don't keep it. I take it. The kids see me take it, and then they come back like, where'd my $20 go? And they start blaming Billy or Bob, their friends, like, give me back my money. And like, Mr. Williams took it. And I'm like on the other end of the room at this point, helping a student, acting like I don't know what's going on. And then they go, and then they're like, Mr. Williams took it. And then I ignore it because I'm listening to the whole thing. I'm ignoring their conversation, their argument. And then the kid goes, Mr. Williams, you take my money? I'm like, huh? What are you talking about? My money, you took it. Like, you had money? You took my money. I'm like, dude, I got enough. I got my own money. I don't need your money. What'd you do with it? I left it on the table. Why are you leaving it on the table? And then I just started giving the gears and stuff like that. And all the kids have figured it out by that point. And the kids figured it out. I'm like, just don't leave your money out. Every once in a while, I pull that old Home Alone. It's like, don't count your tips in public. Cedric, don't count your tips in public. And nobody gets that joke in my class. They all know the time when Donald Trump was on that movie, but they don't remember the time where Tim Curry and Rob Schneider were talking about tips. So, well, because they're trusting. They just leave it out on the table and they're just leaving it there. They just leave it there for 2 seconds. They'll be right back. No. Don't walk around with it hanging out of and a lot of kids just walk around with it in their hand like they're carrying a pencil to the pencil sharpener. And so every once in a while I just walk by and I take it. And it's mine now. And I want to make sure I officially say I don't keep the money. I never keep the money. I want to officially say that in case somebody from the school board's listening to this right now. I don't keep the money. It's kids not thinking, and it is what it is. And hopefully they learn a lesson. Hopefully me, just play stealing from them will teach something. But really, how most people learn a lesson, not just kids, is just through sheer sadness. Goes home with extra money every week. Yeah, it'll cover everything. That $10 you wanted for ice cream. Now I'm set. I can retire now. I do bug my kids every once in a while. Whenever my kids ask to go to the bathroom, I go, yeah, $5. And I stick my hand out, and they know now. Mr. Williams always asks for $5. And I've actually gotten to a point where where one kid comes up to me and says, "Can I go to the bathroom?" I go, $5. And the kid, they go, "Oh, Billy will pay for it. Bob will pay for it. Mary will pay for it." I go, "Okay, Mary, you owe me $5." And the kid's like, "What?" I go, "You owe me $5. How come?" "Because Tammy has to go to the bathroom." "Why do I have to pay?" "Dude, I don't make up the rules. That's just how it is." "You literally make up the rules," they say. I'm like, dude, listen, it's $5. You know that by now. But why do I have to pay for him to go to the bathroom? Dude, that's just how it is. Listen, I don't make up these rules. You make up the rules. And then it's just they lose their mind. By the time we finish arguing, the kids come back from the bathroom. It's just like, there are times I just waste time with my kids just to torment them. And that's when I know I love being a teacher. Just torment I had one kid who I got to say sane somehow. I had one kid where he had a running tab, and by the end of the year he owed me, it was like $13,747,367,422.13, some random number like that. And like I had this piece of paper which I pretended to keep track of it, and I was calculating the interest that he owed me and all that sort of stuff. And it became a running joke that this kid, every time someone went to the bathroom, they would go, "Oh yeah, Billy's paying for it." And it was just like, I'm just using Billy. Yeah, and no, it wasn't just him going to the washroom. It was every kid in his classroom who went to the washroom. They knew to put it on Billy's tab. And it's just like, so here comes Bob. He wants to go to the bathroom. And I go, "Can I go to the bathroom?" $5. And then he goes, "Billy's paying for it." I'm like, "Okay." And I put it on the tab, and I just put this little random tick on the whiteboard. And he's like, "What? Again?" I'm like, "Dude, just pay it off. That's all I gotta say. The interest rate is killing you." And he's like, "I'm not paying it." I'm like, "Yeah, well, okay, well, we'll see about that when I talk to your mom and dad. I mean, someone's got to pay for this. Bathrooms aren't free." And it's just at the end of the year, this one kid kept, like, his one of his best buds was just giving him the gears. Like, every time he would just charge everything on his tab on purpose, knowing that Billy's going to pay for it. And so at the end of the year, Billy's now, it's the last days of school, and I'm like, "Billy, it's time to pay up." And he's just like, "I'm not paying." And they said, like, "Tell you what, if you can answer this question, you don't have to pay. If you don't answer this question right, you have to pay double. And then he's like, I don't want to do it. And he's okay. How about this? If you get this question right, what I did, I gave him a couple questions and I doubled his thing. He owed me like $2 billion or something like that. And everybody was just like, oh my God, he owes Mr. Williams like $2 billion. I go, listen, you want double or nothing? And I go, tell you what, and I've given him hard questions that he couldn't answer. Like he purposely couldn't answer this. And his buddies just give him the gears and like, you owe him $2 billion. And then at the end I go, listen, double or nothing. And just, okay, tell you what, if you get this question right, I will give your debt to your friend Billy. And Billy's like, what? Now he's worried, and he's like, deal. And I give him like the easiest question, like, what's 2 + 2? 4. Billy, now it's your debt. And everybody's like, oh! And so at the end of the year, the guy who's been racking up his debt now owes me like $2 billion of imaginary money. And he's just like, I go, I expect your payment by the end of the week, sir. And even now today, or last week, like they're not my class anymore, but I still teach him like art. And he asked to go to the bathroom, and I'm like, $5, and he's like, that's okay, Bob's got it this time. He knows he doesn't owe me a darn cent. Hang on, this is going. Just like you mess around with kids all the time, it's so fun. You have to do it. You have to make sure you pick the right kids, and they're not like thinking it's serious and going home to mom and dad saying, "Mr. Williams says I owe $30,000." Just like it's just a fun little thing. It's hopefully something they remember when they grow up. Like every time I tell them that there's a pool on the roof, and there's no actual pool on the roof. Okay, ready for this? Ding 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 ding. I've been telling my kids for over 15 years there is a pool on the roof of our school. There is no pool on the roof of our school, but there's stairs that go up to this fan room that look like it's in a room that goes to some mysterious room. That they don't know what's in that room. I know what's in the room. It's a fan room. It helps with the ventilation of the school. But the school used to be a high school, and it's built weird. There's like these weird, mysterious. Oh yeah, I have to mess with them on purpose. They drive me crazy, so I have to do it back to them. They've taken years off my life. I can at least torture them for the few years I have them. But we have these weird stairs that go up to this fan room. But it's mysterious. They're just odd stairwells because the school's 75 years old. And so since it was 75 years old, and I keep track of the archives, so that I have all these old-fashioned pictures from when it used to be a high school and when the gym used to have windows, that sort of thing. And so I remember like telling the kids, oh yeah, this is those stairs, that goes to the pool on the roof. And they're like, we have a pool on the roof? Well, not anymore. I mean, we used to when it was a high school, but we don't have a pool on the roof anymore. I mean, that's silly. Why would you have a pool on the roof? But we had a pool on the roof? Oh, yeah. And there's like water in there? Like, not now. I mean, do you know how dangerous it would be to have a pool on the roof now? That's like 7 years old? That's dangerous. They emptied the pool, but the pool's still there. Can we go see it? Like, no, you can't go see it. It's not safe. That's why the doors are locked. Well, there's no pool on the roof. I'm like, yeah, there is. And I pulled an old picture of the school when it had a swimming team. But the picture is from a pool that used to exist. Oh, pool in the basement. Yeah. Oh, the basement's our basement's creepy as heck. A lot of kids have seen the basement, so that's why I don't do the whole pool in the basement thing. We got rats down there. So I pulled some old pictures of the old swim team when we used to be a school, or when we used to be a high school, and they had a swim club. But it was like an old pool that's long since closed in the neighborhood. And so I go, that's the pool right there. I'm like, yeah, it's a pool. I mean, it used to be a long pool, but it's not safe anymore. Things have changed over time, so they have to close it. but you know they haven't gotten rid of the shell of the pool. I mean, still, it's like an empty pool up there. Have you seen it? Like, yeah, I've seen it. It's really spooky and creepy. It's like cobwebs everywhere. Used to be rats everywhere too, and spiders and such, but it's gone now. And they swear there's a pool in the roof. And if you go outside and you look at the roof of the school from like a hill, if you're really bright enough, you'd know there is no room for a pool. It's a straight roof. There's absolutely no way you can fit any pool on our roof. There's no way. But they haven't fixed it because all they see is just stairways outside, and it looks like, oh, maybe there could be a pool on the roof, I guess. Maybe. I've had kids come to me years later, like they're in their late 20s. They run into me at a mall or something like that, and they're like, "Mr. Williams, hey, how you doing?" And then as you talk and checking to see how they're doing, how they're being good, what are they doing for now? Are they married? All that sort of stuff. Because they're at the point now where they're married or having kids, or I'm teaching their kids at some. I teach kids of kids now. It's crazy. But they're just like, so when you told us there's a pool in the roof, were you serious? And I'm like, no, of course not. There's no pool in the roof. I'm like, I knew it. I'm like, no, you didn't. And he's like, okay, well, we kind of knew it, but we weren't too sure. You lied to us. I'm like, yeah, of course I lied to you. That's my job. I'm a teacher. I lie to kids. And as an adult now, they think it's funny as heck. I go, don't tell anybody else. No, I'm not telling anybody. I'm going to tell them I ran into you and you said their pool's still there. I'm like, yeah, that's what you do. Now you can use that, and you can weaponize that and use it against your friends when you say you saw me. Yeah, generation kids. Yeah. Like, I just last week, hang on. Just last week, I think I told you, I'm not sure if I told you this, we had student teachers that came to the school, and there were students that I taught not too long ago, and now they want to become teachers. So it's just weird. You age real quick in this profession. I was just chatting with somebody today about that. We look forward so quickly to the weekend that it just kind of blows by you, and I don't like doing that anymore. I don't like looking towards the weekend, because the week goes by and you just lost another week. And especially when I have my son, it's, I don't want time to go too fast with my son. I want it to slow down. I would like to think that I had some influence in them wanting to be a teacher. I hope I did. Well, at least I hope I didn't. At least I didn't turn them off, I guess. But, I don't want to be this vain to think that, because I want to hope that they had all these wonderful teachers in their career. And, yeah, that's what I really hope. I mean, but at the same time, it's just like, it's good to see them that, they're doing something that they love, there's something they value, that's important for them. It's a passion. That's all you want. I don't care what they do in their life, as long as they're happy with what they do and they're passionate about, and they're being a good person. That's really all I care about. And not being an idiot. Don't be an idiot when you grow up. It's weird as a teacher. You miss the days when I felt like long days, like a month felt like, yeah, I kind of miss that too. When you think back to your elementary school days or high school days would take forever. Weeks would take forever. Months would take forever. You felt like you're in grade 7 forever. And then now, like, COVID was 5 years ago. The year 2000, for me, the Winter Olympics was 2010. That was 15 years ago. I was married at that point. It was so weird to think that that's when I was married. The person I was when I was married is a different person I was today. That was so long ago. But it seems like it was yesterday. You still see things that from the Olympics. They're still on decorating the city or something like that. It's just weird. I still have clothes from the Olympics. I still have shirts and hats from the Olympics, from the 2010 Olympics. That's funny. But what was I going to say? There was something else I was going to say. Yeah, okay. Do you still have clothes from high school? I have about two things still from high school, maybe three things I still have from high school, and I can still fit into it. I have this Peter Gabriel concert shirt that I got when I when I was 20. I was 20 when I had that, but I use it as a sleep shirt every once in a while. I still fit into it. I'm very happy about that. I don't fit into a lot of things from high school. I still have a shirt I had when I was 22. Again, they're all sleep shirts, strangely enough. Maybe they still fit because I wear the hell out of it. But I still have this thing when I was working in the forestry industry when I was 22. I thought I was just looking down. I thought I was wearing it right now. It's my bed shirt right now. But actually, it's kind of a warm sweater thing. Yeah, I still have that. I still have a couple jackets. Not a lot anymore, but because that went out of style. It didn't go out of shape, but it went out of style. Still have a few things, and still a few things I hold on just because it was from high school, like a rugby shirt when I played rugby in grade 10. I still have that somewhere tucked away. I know for a fact that that fucker doesn't fit. Okay, where am I going here? There's a sensor here. Oh, it's that one completely. It's weird. Going back to the teacher thing, it's weird teaching students of past students, children of past students. The amount of children that I have outlived is it bothers me. I know of at least 4 kids that have passed away. One murdered. It's really hard to think about, and not too long after you taught them, and you kind of think as a teacher, yeah, every single child here is going to outlive me. But every single one's going to outlive me, and that's not necessarily true. And it gives you pause at times. Yeah, it's really hard. The harder ones are when you hear they're sick. The one student that was murdered, not gonna be a nice person saying this, but I wasn't surprised. But it still sucked. It still sucked, big time. But when you hear it, it's like, you weren't expecting it, but it didn't surprise you. Yeah, I saw that road happening. I saw him going down that road. And you kind of wish they didn't. I remember seeing one of my students homeless on the street. And that's hard. And they were homeless teenager. And it was like crap. And it's just, you don't want to get involved. I mean, it's nothing I can do to help at that point, and despite how much I really want to. But some people's situations aren't great, and whatever. It's really hard. You sometimes have to separate yourself from the situation, but you can't. It's the things they don't teach you, when becoming a teacher. I think I got gloomy. I'm sorry. What are you doing here? It's not clean. I love this. That cheered me up. There you go. That cheered me up. Distracting with pretty lights and loud noises. What is that? Oh, is that? I'm just running around looking for the dirty stuff, and I'm not having much luck here. Okay, something there, right? It's this thing here, isn't it? Yeah, it's this thing here. What am I missing here? Oh, there it is. Gave her two grand. Holy cow. Oh dear. Never saw it again, sort of thing. Money and friends don't mix. That's for sure. Oh, is this still... You should charge her to go to the bathroom. That's how I make my money. Yeah, sometimes you just know, eh? You ever get to that? There's always that stage in life. I think you probably had this stage in life where one of your friends is trying to talk you into a pyramid scheme. There's always that friend who's trying to get you involved in, like, Mary Kay or Amway or the latest, like, pyramid scheme. And oh god, it happened to me twice. And I wasn't mad at them because I think they were genuinely believing in it. And we were like 1920. But we were just like, part of you is like, I don't know about this, and they're like, oh, it's great, and they're convincing you because they're convinced. They're fully convinced. And then later on it's just like, oh yeah, this is a scam. And then you have troubles trusting that friend again with any money. You still want to be their friends, you still want to be their buddy, but you're just like looking at them like, you nearly cost me thousands here. There's always someone that's in some sort of like pyramid scheme. Is this dirty? It's saying this is dirty here. The balcony floor. What's missing? It's saying this is dirty, but I can't seem to find it. Look, I'm hitting the sensor, but I can't see any of the dirt. Did you get involved in anything like that? One of them was my ex got talked into Mary Kay, and that sucked. My buddy tried to talk me into alarm systems back in the 92 or so, and he bought into it. I couldn't. I just couldn't. I had one that fully believed in it and wouldn't come to reason, and she lost them. Yeah. Well, by the time, it's just like you're so into it, right? You've invested all that money. You've invested all that money and pride. Okay, is it down below? Is it here? No, that's the underside. It's not here. It's up here. Why am I? Okay, I'm just gonna soap the place here. Yeah, there's definitely a level of pride. What's that? Yeah, I'll make it back eventually. I just need to find more suckers to get involved. I mean, that's how you make it, right? It's how it works. It's not about selling the product. It's about getting people to sell the product. Why do I love that so much? Okay. I feel like I'm missing something here. Is it? No. The balcony floor. It says the balcony floor. Oh, hang on. Is it this? Hang on. It's a side thing, I bet. No, hang on. Balcony mount. Balcony. hang on. Balcony floor. Mount floor. Where is it? It's gotta be, maybe it's the side here. Hang on. No, it's not that. Okay, I'm stuck on this one. I can't seem to figure out. This is not the balcony floor here. This is not the balcony floor. Years ago when I was with the Toronto group, the head guy wanted me to buy the t-shirts and store them. I was like, no, I don't trust in how fast. Can't do. Oh, so I got it somehow. It was something over here. No, sir, I don't like it. Okay, I think it's in this. There, I got something inside here. I'll open the door here. Oh, this one. After that one. What? What? It's. Is it this door? Okay, hang on. Now I'm just gonna have to go into the. Okay, entry platform. Yeah, how dare you? How dare you, sir, saying no to me? How dare you have an opinion that's not mine? It keeps... I can't figure out where this thing is. Is it outside here? Hear the cats. That's when I left. Good for you. Screw you guys. I'm going home. I can't seem to figure out where this is. Okay, hang on. Let's take a look at the thing here. Entry platform barrier post. Rotator room stairs separated. Okay, let's go. Let's go to the rotator room. This is probably one of these here. Yeah, it's one of these. Okay, that's that. Oh, this one here, that's that. Oh, there's one upstairs by the looks of it, but... Let's keep going down here. What else we got? Running wheel. Wheel sign shape. Hang on, running wheel. What's this? It says it's outside, I think. Oh, hang on, it's this thing here. Oh, there it is. I see it. Oh, that's the wrong button. I think I gotta come on the other side here. There it is. Look at all that dirt. Boom, that's done. Okay. Let's go back inside. Wiggle room tube light, wiggle room wall, running wheel, sign shape. Wait, what's the wiggle room here? Is this the wiggle room? Oh, this is the wiggle room because of the wiggles. Wiggle room tube light. Okay, it's this one here. And then... There we go. Okay. Wiggle room wall. Hang on. Wiggle room wall. So this wall's done. Is it this room? That? I see it. It's glowing here. Is this the wiggle room as well, though? No. Okay, I think it's like, is it this room? It's the start. It's kind of in between by the looks of it. Oh, I think I just saw it was up there. Yeah, there it is. And running wheel sign shape, whatever that means. Running wheel sign shape. Which one's the running wheel? Is that out here? Running wheel sign. Oh, hang on. Oh, it's that thing right there. Yay! Woohoo! Hey, Powerwasher, you free to come up to wash our ski resort on Mount Rushless? Ooh, yes, please. Okay, replay. This is a cool one.
I did it! Golly!
Running around, lost all the time here. It took forever. Okay, hang on. Percy's right. You truly are a thing of wonder. Let's be honest. That's probably Muckingham's. Let's be honest. That's probably Muckingham's chances of the Town of the Year grand prize out the window. But I don't think anyone around here has any regrets. Hang on. I want to go. Let's go back to home base for a sec. I want to upgrade the place a bit. So what's the next one? Just curious. Oh, this is new. I haven't been down here. What's it look like? Look at that! Oh, that's going to take forever. I'm not going to do that right now. But that looks cool. $2,000. So, where's the fun house? Is that the fun house right there? Yeah, there's the fun house. That looks cool. Okay. I haven't been reading any of this. This is the story. I got to go back to that another time. Not right now, though. So, the place is looking okay. I think they got a lot of chairs and sofas and stuff. I still wish they would upgrade it so I can put things on things. But all the furniture... Yeah, the wall's almost full. I think I've got about... Placed furniture limit 15%. I think I've got about 4 or 5 more missions, I believe. Hang on. Let's see what furniture I can buy. Okay, so van cosmetics. I've got all the cosmetics. I mean, take a look at this sucker here. Let's go here and check out the van. This is the van I have right now. It looks very 70s. But I can... Let's change the styling here. We got... that looks pretty cool. That looks wild. It looks like a big giant pizza. Fire, fire, fire. Then you got some standard colors here. They're nice. But I might... What's this? This looks like pizza. Take a look at it. Luscious washing cleaning service. Oh, it's oranges. That looks pretty cool. Look at that. Luscious washing cleaning service. That is a wrap. Hang on, let's check out another one here. I like the fire one. That's pretty cool. It even changes the shape of the thing, I think. Max Force Washing. Looks like a Hot Wheels car. Look at that. That's pretty sweet. I'm still liking the 70s one, though. Let's take a look at the pink one. That's got some coolness to it. Turbo Wash cleaning service. I know I might go back to the orange. It was a bit bold, but it's kind of cool. Let's. I think I'll go back to the orange one. What's the white's boring? These are okay, not bad. Blue's reliable, but I think we'll go. I like this one. I think I'm gonna go with this one. It smells like oranges.
It smells like oranges, I tell you.
As for my get up, like I can't see it. I wish I could see it right here. It'd be great if I could actually see myself. Bold but not off-putting. That's. I was gonna say that sounds like me, but I'm just glad I'm not off-putting half the time. There we go. Finally. Why didn't you... So there's some cool styles here, but I never see myself in it. Like, these are all cool, but if I don't get to see myself in it, what's the point in buying it? But what am I dressed up as right now? I can't tell. I'm gonna look like Sherbert here. This is my Sherbert clothing. Boots. Foot. Oh, I appreciate that. My students think I'm off-putting. You can even customize this, which you can actually see, but I'm just like, they don't have a lot to choose from. Now, as for the furniture, you feel like you're off-putting? I don't sense that. Well, that's cool. Look at this thing. That's pretty neat. I think I got all the furniture. So, let's go inside and just set up a place a bit here. So we got gothic stuff. Hang on, can I move you? I want to move you. Okay, hang on. Let's look at this stuff. It's crazy. There we go. There we are. Look at that bad boy. My back is killing me so much. Oh my god. So how'd you hurt yourself? I woke up. I got out of bed. That's how I hurt myself. So after my leg cramped, my feet hurt, I got up and realized my back was bad. Oh, you're old. Yes, I'm old. Let's place you here. Let's move you out of the way. I'm going to put you over here for a sec. And this out of the way. I'm going to put you over here for a sec. And I'm going to make this the gothic corner. Okay, move you right there. There we go. You're in the way. Let's see here. What's a go-to movie you can watch over and over again? I don't know if there is a go-to movie I can watch over and over again. I have a hard time watching the same movie over and over again. I really do. I'm trying to think of, it's weird. I would say a Christmas movie, some Christmas movie like Home Alone. Just because I watched it so much with my son, he called it The Boy and the Bad Guy. But there are very few movies I can watch over and over again. I get so put off watching the same thing again and again and again that, like I was watching Frozen Empire today to prepare for tomorrow. No, I typically... It's great. I typically put TV shows on in the background or streamers on the background because I can listen to it without being... Oh, look at this one. Look at that. It's new. I want to be entertained with something new, some new idea, rather than being... I used to be like that. I used to like watching the same movie over and over again in the past. But now I just feel I want something new. I want something different, unique. I listen to debates sometimes. I listen to like shows on etymology. Oh, this is not going to fit. Hang on. Come on, push down. Okay, I gotta move you out of the way. Okay, I put you... Oh, actually it'll fit like that, I think. How about here? How about here? How about here? Come on, just fit in. How about here? 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 Is there a movie that you can watch over and over again? Why is it not fitting in here? What am I doing wrong here? Do I have to stand back? There we go, finally. Holy cow. Ah! Crap! I moved it! This is the one thing I actually wish they would change. I wish I could put furniture on top of carpets, for example. I wish I could just put that here. I was watching Frozen Empire today, and I've seen that a couple times, right? And I just couldn't sit down and watch the whole thing again. Had nothing to do with the movie. It's just like I got bored really quickly, and I wanted to just kind of do something else with my time. Yeah, because we're going to be talking Frozen Empire tomorrow on the live stream for Jamie, but it's just like, and I want to be able to watch it, but it's just like I've seen it already, and it's a good movie. It's a fantastic movie. I'm going to spoil a little bit here. I think it's got one of the best intros to any Ghostbuster movie, by far. That intro that takes place in the olden times, and the hook and ladder and all that sort of stuff. It's so good, but it's like I got halfway through the movie and I was kind of when it started to die down a little bit, I got a little bored and I wanted to do something else. A freaking awesome intro. Can I put this here? There we go. Hang on, let's move this out of the way here. Put you down. Why does it keep doing this? Yeah. How do we get a hold of the people at Powerwash and give them my opinions on certain things here? I know they're not watching, but dear Powerwasher, freaking love your game. Like, seriously, I think I'm one of the larger fans of this game, playing the heck out of it. But you got to do something about this furniture stuff here. Like, allow furniture. Like, look at this, how off this is. Why can't I put this further back? Like, I want to put it like right here to the wall, but it won't let me. It won't let me put that. It's this weird spot that's like not parallel to the back of the wall. And look at all this space. I'm walking back here. Shouldn't walk back here. Okay. Complaining about silly things. Okay, one more. I got one more gothic thing I want to put out here. That's a weird chair too. Futuristic. How's that futuristic? Ooh, look at this thing. Ooh, piece of candy. So you can watch Frozen Ghostbusters over and over again? What's a non-Ghostbuster movie you can watch over and over again? Hang on. Well, you got to hit up the boss for that one if you want to do that. It's his show. See, I can't even watch Star Wars. I can't watch again. Like the last time I actually saw Return of the Jedi in full about just Interview with a Vampire. Really, that one's to me that's out of left field. See, I can't put that there. Hang on. Okay, hang on, wait. See, it keeps switching. Why does it rotate like that? It drives me nuts. Okay, put you here. No. I don't like that. I hate that already. You know what? It's got to go in that corner. That's where it's got to do. But then I got to move everything. Why can't you just go on top of stuff? You know, actually, it can go here. And you go back in the corner. Shut up, cat. Stupid cat. There's probably the acting and makeup. Yeah, I would imagine the special effects makeup's really good on that. I got a nice little goth area here. That works. That totally works. Oh, you're still on the floor. There you go. Fell down. Fell down. There you go. Sleep face down. I want to do a quick one here. What's a quick one? Oh, the trolley. You know what? I like the trolley one. Where's this one here? Oh, I have to exit. The streetcar, I should say. This was a cool one. I'll do this and I'm going to stop because my back's killing me. All right. So this is really cool. I like this one. So the outside looks super, super nice, very San Francisco. The inside, this is really neat. Look at this. You can close the doors too. Oh, it'd be great. I think it'd be awesome. Let's see here. All right, so let's... There we go. There we go. Look at that. This sucks. It's gonna... There we go. Boom. Get the little edges there. Look at that. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, there we are. Whoops, sorry. You could hear the bubbles? I didn't know if you could hear the bubbles or not. There we go. Bing, bing, bing. Got the dopamine ding. Oh, yeah, there you go. Look at that wood. Look at that wood. Oh, so it's the first time you heard it. Yeah, the bubbles just bubble. I definitely hear it all the time because, I've got the headphones on. But, look out. Is that carpet? It's always weird when I power wash these things and even know I'm power washing carpet. Oh my God, look at that. Look at the shine on... Okay, just take a look at the texture. It's got like grooves in the wood. Look at that. It's so cool. And even when you look at the dirt, it looks dirty. It looks like you can run your finger through it and it's a mess. And the poles here. A little bit graffiti. That is so cool. I missed a spot here. Now, the windows don't look clean because of the outside. I know that. There we go. Get a little... Get the heavy duty sucker in here. Whoa. This sucker is the powerful one. Yeah, I'm still trying to think of a movie that I can watch over and over again. I don't. There's no real movie that I like. Star Wars, I don't watch over and over again. It's just I don't want to ruin it. When I watch something over and over again, like listen, I don't music. I find myself listening to certain songs again and again and again, but then getting real tired of it and not listening to it for like ever sometimes, or just for the longest time. I do that more with music than I do with movies because it's quicker. The song ends in like 3-4 minutes. Whereas a movie, I got to commit a whole 2 hours into that movie. Like people can watch the Lord of the Rings, for example. I cannot sit there for that long and watch Lord of the Rings. I just can't do it. But I can't sit there and watch like a whole Star Wars marathon unless I was totally committed into it. And I love Star Wars. I absolutely love it. I think most movies that I watch again and again would probably be more on the comedy level because it's silly and I don't have to think too hard. So as people talk about those movies that you watch when you're doing something like vacuuming or whatever. I can't think of a movie that I do that, but I have a collection of movies. I used to watch a lot of movies over and over again. Four Weddings and a Funeral. I remember watching again and again and again. I think I watched more of that when I was married. Because me and the wife would, hey, let's watch this again. Let's watch this again, sort of thing. And I remember doing that more when I was married. But yeah, since then. Heck, I remember watching Spice World again and again and again, just for the music, and that would be in the background sort of thing. But I also remember working at Toys R Us, and there was always a movie playing, or Disney Store, there was always a movie playing, and again, I just got so sick of it. So I can't think of anything off the top of my head. Yeah, it's racking my brain. I can't think of anything. There we go. Like, look at this. I'm going to get this all soaked up and wet, and then I zoom in, take a look. And you can see it evaporate. Look, you can just see it evaporate. It's so cool. I never worked there, but just when this is the worst for it. I never worked there, but whenever I was there, I'd go crazy. Yeah, well, they never showed the whole movie. It was always the songs, and they had it on an hour loop. So they have a selection of songs, maybe an advertisement for the theme park. An advertisement for the video that's coming out. There's at the time I was working in '94. There was sing along. They're pushing the sing along tapes hard. Sing along with Mickey, sing along with Minnie, Volume 7, and it was just like they would play that a lot. You'd see some things from the land. From Disneyland or Disney World or whatever, and the latest movie coming out on video or whatever. They just push, and then you hear a song from a certain movie out there, and there's the Dumbo song. And, oh crap! I just erased everything I did. Why does that button exist? I don't understand. When I went to the Disney Store a couple of years back, when it was still around in Vancouver, it was in Burnaby, they had changed location, and I remember going back there, just seeing what it was like. Scott wanted to check it out. They had some cool stuff, and it was very different. It was like you got to choose which song you wanted. They had a playlist that you can recommend, almost like a jukebox. Next up, you can watch this, or next up, there's a scene from this movie or whatever. And that was kind of neat. It gave a little more variety. But they also had their set playlist as well. So if you chose something from the latest Pixar movie, they'll play it, but first they're going to get through this advertisement for the next movie or whatever. So. And then they also put on shows, which I remember when I went there with Anil, because me and Anil both worked for the Disney Store at the time. And we saw that they were putting on little, like once an hour or something like that, they're putting on a little show or sing along, and so you had to. It was like a birthday party. You had to sing with the kids, sort of thing. And I was like, thank God we don't do that. They didn't do that when we were working there. I know I would have done a good job, but I just know I would have made fun of myself. Never mind having my friends make fun of me. Because I knew I kind of wanted to go into teaching at that point, too. So I would have probably taken it seriously to entertain kids. There we go. There was always cute people there when I worked there, though. I remember that. I always wonder what happened to some of those people. A little surprised. I didn't think they would sell it. I didn't think George Lucas would sell it. It was it was news, but everybody's kind of mocking the idea of Disney over. Ow! Oh my God, my back. Disney owning Star Wars. It was weird. It was just weird. Surreal. And then you hear that he donated the money, and you're just like, well, that's kind of cool. And then you hear everybody just getting all upset, and now Leia's a Disney princess, and they're going to Disney's going to ruin Star Wars, and people still say that. Dude, like, we did a whole episode on this. Star Wars, I think a lot of people have rose-tinted glasses a lot of the time in the Lucas Star Wars universe. Lucas, the holiday special happened on Lucas's watch. The Ewok Adventures happened on Lucas's watch. It was unexpected. It was very unexpected. But at the same time, it may have saved it may have made the franchise immortal, with it being like it had a long life. Star Wars was still very powerful, but it seems like it's immortal now when it's under the hands of Disney. Like, it's not the same effect that it had on Marvel. When Marvel was bought by Disney, that was resurrection. Like, they saved Marvel. They saved the Marvel universe. I never thought that things like Thor especially Thor and Iron Man would ever be popular again. I never thought that was going to be a thing. When I saw there was an Iron Man movie, I was just like, really? Is that what people wanted? But I watched it, and it was freaking awesome, and I loved it. And it was just weird. It was just, so when Disney bought Star Wars, it was just kind of odd for me. It was kind of I felt like, okay, like, either Lucas is dying or he's just like, he's done with it. And I don't blame him for being done with it. And I don't have hate towards people who, I don't have hate towards Disney who owns Star Wars. They could be doing a better job, but Lucas, I'm sorry. Like I said, we did a whole episode on it. It is the zeitgeist. And Star Wars was still pretty strong, but it made it a household, I shouldn't say a household name. That's not right. I don't know. It just gave it longer life. It made it more, like, a new generation can enjoy this now. Yeah, they're really trying to hammer in the whole Rise of the Resistance sort of genre, the sequel era. They're really trying to make fetch happen there, but at the same time, it's giving it new life, and they're making a crap load of money off of it too. But then again, so did Lucas. The Lucas era of Star Wars was classic, but it had a lot of faults. There was a lot wrong with it. Yeah, and that's what you have to do, right? I think when Neil was on the show, we always talked about Star Wars is not for you anymore. Star Wars is not for us anymore. Star Wars is for the new generation. If it was for us, it will die with us, and that's not what they want. They want for the next generation. There's a whole bunch of kids, they're now adults, sorry, there's a whole bunch of adults who were kids when the prequels were out. And people make fun of the prequels, but for them, it's their favorite movie. This, Episode 1. Jar Jar's still loved by a lot of people. And the old farts are just like, that's stupid. Not my Star Wars. You're right, it's not your Star Wars anymore. And if you want to survive, you're going to have to accept the fact that it's going to have to change. And I'm okay with that. I still think they screwed a little bit up with the sequels, but there's still a lot of cool stuff that came out of the sequels too. Nobody hates Star Wars more than a Star Wars fan. God, Star Wars fans hate Star Wars so much. That's sad. I'm not asking you to like everything. I don't care if people complain about it. I really don't, but I just don't want people to think that I'm going to get on board with the wambulance. So, and was finding his way. Yeah, I agree with that. And I didn't know what he was. Didn't know what he wanted out of it, and he was finding his way with what he got into a good swing with. Dave Filoni. Yeah, I think. Dave Felony. I love it. That's awesome. Dave Filoni. I think he's the new Lucas. I think he's, and there's still things that he's still working on. I think there's a lot of things that we can hope for, but I think he's done so well with Star Wars. I remember when Mandalorian came out. That was so exciting. It was better than the movies. The Mandalorian TV show was better than the movies, and I was all in. And then Favreau's done some really good stuff too. I think he's not as good as Filoni. I think there's some things that Favreau still could improve on, but it's fun. I'm still having fun with The Mandalorian. And some people like The Acolyte. Some people like what other stuff, like Kenobi and stuff, and it's just like, great, got a little bit for everybody. But Mandalorian is like, I'm really looking forward to the movie. That's something I'm looking forward to. I want to see the movie. I see AT-ATs in there, Grogu. I think Grogu's a little bit. I'm not a huge fan of Grogu as much as other people. I find him a little bit annoying at times. I'm sorry, he's still a puppet to me, and it still drives me nuts. I still see him as a puppet. Gro. I love the spell check when Gro. I love the spell check when Gro. I'm hoping that's a spell check. I want to know a story too, and I hope we get that. I love that he was there, Order 66, and that he was saved by Jar Jar Binks. Obviously not Jar Jar, but I love that he was saved by. Oh my God, how am I blanking on Jar Jar Binks' actor name? But I love that. I think that's wonderful. And they're teasing us a little bit with it, and that's great. I think that's awesome. Gro. He's got to grow fast. The dude's 50 years old. Yeah, I agree. Oh my god, hang on. Maybe sure. Guessing. Yeah, it. They had little nods here and there. They had little Easter eggs, which is awesome. You still see uh, wow, my brain's fried. You still see artwork from Marquand still in the background of this and that, and I love it. I love it. I I wish the one thing I do want Star Wars to do more of is go back a little bit to some of the more older characters, like what did happen with Jar Jar. Let's use some of the traditional aliens and stop trying to make new aliens. And I think Mandalorian does that a little bit. I remember like the very first episode of The Mandalorian, we see that Garandan or Grindin, whatever his name is, the big snoot, elephant face, make an appearance. That species make an appearance. I'm not asking for the same. I'm not asking for Garandan to come back. But a species. I want to see more of the species. I like they make that world happen. They did that with the Clone Wars. There's a Gran, there's a Snaggletooth type of character. There's a Ishi Tib. That's awesome. More of that. I love they use a Walrus Man type of character and a Hammerhead Thorian. Yeah, Lax Sivrak. They did that with. I think that's what I really. They did that with Skeleton Crew. That was really cool. You have like a Lax Sivrak sort of thing, and you had a great story to go with it. That was a fun series. I really enjoyed that series. I think it threw people off that they saw the blue elephant and it wasn't a Max Rebos species, but that just blew up. That threw off the nerds. The casual people didn't really notice that sort of thing. That was a fun series. Are they making a second one? I can't remember if they're making a second one or not. I hope so. Yeah, I think that's one of their top ones too. I really wanted to like the Acolyte. There was some really cool stuff that was in there, but then I was really bored with other things. I didn't like the fact they kept killing off characters. I don't know why Carrie-Anne Moss was in there. Her character was pointless. There was some really cool stuff that I was looking forward to. I know everybody loved the actor who played from the Squid Games. I found him boring. But then when I saw a Wookiee with a lightsaber, I was like, frick yeah! And that other girl with the white face, she was freaking awesome. But then I found the other characters really boring. The one with the whip lightsaber, and I was like, okay, I like what they're trying to do here, but I found the character boring. And then they have a little Plagueis touch in there, and there's some cool stuff, and there was some boring stuff, and there was like, oh, this is cool, and then this is boring, and it was just like, oh man, there's a lot of potential here, but I didn't hate it. I think everybody hated. A lot of people who hated it. Just Jedis can be dull sometimes. The idea of a Jedi can be boring. Luke made Jedi fun. Kenobi made Jedi fun. Anakin. The Clone Wars made Jedis fun. But they're boring characters in general, I think, because they're the ones that do all the rights. They should be doing all the things that are right and honorable. They're generally boring people, I think. I always find it's difficult to make a Jedi interesting. You have to give him like a sort of alien face or some sort of Qui-Gon, like the character of Qui-Gon, like I have mixed feelings about Qui-Gon. Like he as a character the way he looked, dull as hell. Boring, boring look. He was a Jedi. He had brown robes. He had long hair. But the character and how he fit into the world was very cool. He broke the rules, but we only saw that after the fact in a lot of the stories and a lot of the what we learn in the after the fact. I love the idea of him, but in the movie, like after episode 1, I was like, yeah, okay, I'm okay with that. He's gone. I love Liam Neeson. Liam Neeson's awesome. Wish I could see more of him. The extended story stuff made him more interesting. Like the Tales of the Jedi made him more interesting. It made Dooku more interesting. That's what I kind of dig. But I really wish Jedis would have a little more variety in their get-up. It's brown robes, brown robes, brown robes. I find that very dull at times. Whoa, I went high. Holy, did you see how high I went? I'm liking this. This is a fun one. I like this. When it comes to Star Wars, I'm very visually influenced. I need to see characters and aliens that are just fun to look at and catch my eye. Jedis don't do that. Jedis look like the bathrobe people. And when there's an alien Jedi, oh yeah, that looks pretty cool. Except for Ki-Adi-Mundi. That guy's annoying. But you have to really catch my eye. I like the jingling keys sort of thing when it comes to Jedis. You got to really catch my attention. It is very bathrobe. But then, excuse me, I got the hiccups all of a sudden. I don't know how I got the hiccups. But then you have like Ben Kenobi. He makes things interesting. He's like Ewan McGregor's such a great actor. The bathrobe people. The bathrobe people. Bum bum bum. But Ewan McGregor's a great actor. He made things interesting. I found like Hayden Christensen boring. He was so much better in Ahsoka. He was so much better in Ahsoka. I really liked him in Ahsoka. I liked him in Kenobi. I think that's when he just didn't give a shit anymore. He was just like, all right, you got me now. But, like, in the prequels, dry as hell. Padme was boring for me. And I don't want to blame Hayden Christensen on that, because I'm pretty sure that he wasn't... I mean, again, we want to talk about, like, Lucas. Lucas can't write dialogue worth shit. I'm sorry. I mean, even Harrison Ford said this. Like, his dialogue is so bad. I shouldn't say worth shit. That's really... I'm going harsh on that one, but... Yeah, he was a pioneer when it came to a vision. But when it came to, like, okay, then what's Bill going to say? What's Bob going to say? What's Anakin going to say? It struggled at times, and I'm just like, ugh. But he had a vision. He had an idea of where the story went. He needed those people to help with the dialogue. And sometimes he got it, sometimes he didn't. I think with the prequels, he was all him, and he had all yes men. I said this 1,000 times, I'm going to say it again. The biggest mistake George Lucas made in Episode 1 was not Jar Jar at all, although that didn't help. The biggest mistake was making Anakin a kid. He should have made Anakin the same age as Padme. Made him at least a teenage boy or something like that. it made the story of Anakin falling in love with Padme more reasonable. It would have given him an attitude. I really think that poor Lloyd, not Christopher Lloyd. Crap, the kid who played Anakin, the poor kid. I really feel bad for him. He did his best. I'm never gonna like crap all over him. He did what he was asked to do, and awesome. But I think they should have had like an Ezra age. If he was Ezra's age and trying to discover, like, he's lived a life of being a slave, and it sucks. And he's not, and he's been with his mom for this long. He's grown attachment to his mom at this age, and now he has to leave, and he's making that decision now. Just 3 years older. That's all. Just 3 years older would have been great. But as a kid, it just felt like it seems you're going for a demographic rather than a story. And when he comes back and meets Padme, they were the same age. They could have that young love thing that's a little more believable. You know, just a couple years off of each other rather than 5 years off. And as it coming from a teacher, I can't see a high schooler falling for an elementary schooler. That elementary school kid's always going to look like an elementary school kid when they get older. Now, if they've never met in advance, yeah, you can have that sort of difference in age. I mean, my last girlfriend was 15 years my junior, and we got along well. But we met when we were adults. So we didn't. If she had known me, or if I had known her when like I was in high school and she was in elementary, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't. You always know that person when they're like 5 years old. That's hard to connect. It's just weird. And subconsciously, that's all I was thinking of when I was watching the prequels. It's like you'll always be that little boy. I think that was even a line, wasn't it? You'll always be that little boy. And okay, so if that's the case and you want to change that, great. You're going to have to write something really good to make Padme fall in love, other than, well, you're a dude and we've been hanging around all this time, and you know, I love you. Why? Because I do. You know, there's nothing connecting. It was meh. George Lucas doesn't know how to write for love. I think that's one of the other things he struggles with. Man, I'm really shitting on George Lucas. I shouldn't be shitting on Lucas. I feel bad now, but still, I mean, I don't know. If I knew this much, I'd be making Star Wars. I'm an armchair quarterback right now, but at the same time, but I still love Phantom Menace. So much friggin' fun. I'm sorry. I'm getting stuck here. I'm trying to look. Oh, it's that mirror. There we go. All done. Yay! Ding, ding, ding. I love Gorgeous for giving us Star Wars. That's awesome. I love this. I love Spellcheck for giving us Gorgeous. Oh God, yeah. I'm always gonna be. All right, I'm gonna stop here. I am done. I swear, and I swear by the moon and the stars in the sky.
Yeah, it's gorgeous, Georges. Gorgeous George here. Got Star Wars. You'll love it. It's great. It's about a kid who falls in love. It's about his teenager who falls in love with this elementary school kid. It's true love, I tell you.
All right, I think I'm done. I'm going to stop here. I'm back. I got to lay down my back. I hope you enjoy your day off tomorrow. If you have a day off, it is Remembrance Day, a very important day for me, and it's my son's birthday today. So I'm going to phone him later tonight, just to chat with him. I did send him a message, all schmaltzy. Oh, it's just cool. I sent him. Sorry, what was that say? Now he's a box. Means a lost. I sent Scott a message today saying how proud I am. Happy birthday! I'm very proud of him. Love him so much. It was kind of schmaltzy, but just to tell him that he's like the best. I'm so proud to be his dad. And his response was, "Thank you, brah." In which I was like, "That's cool. That's cool." And the fact he responded is all I asked for. Yeah. So thank you, brah. Oh, teenage and showing emotion. That's great. Anyways, I'll talk to you later. Hopefully, see you tomorrow, Tone. And and again, we're going to be live tomorrow talking about Frozen Empire, and we're going to be live on Wednesday, not Thursday, talking about my movie choice, Knight's Tale. I'm looking forward to that. That's a fun movie for me. I've watched that a number of times, and I hope we're not trampling on Archer, because I know Archer. I don't think Archer's got anything to worry about. People are watching Archer before they're watching us, but it's nice that he's been giving us a little love, and you too. I really appreciate the kind words you've been giving us on the show. It's awesome, and I really appreciate that. Every little bit counts, but I don't want to step on Archer's toes and compete with that. So, but anyway, Twick. We'll talk to you guys later. And yeah, have a good night. You rock. Bye bye. Press stop broadcast and